Okay. If you are interested, just looking at it to learn some more common knowledge. It is chapter 4, page 1 to 2. Okay. So just pass through it. Actually, later you will learn some. You are going to learn some terms which are quite important rocks and contain some important chemical inside it. For example, limestone. It is quite important in this chapter. Chalk. Okay, and also marble. These three rocks are the most important rocks which will be learned in this chapter. Okay. But the other part of the first several pages, just have a look only, okay? Rocks and minerals, the earth crust, are the most important part of the earth to extract the chemicals, the materials in the earth. 地球上面其實地殼係含有最豐富物質嘅，我哋絕大部分好多嘢都喺個地殼度攞出嚟嘅。咁呢度係部分例子啦，唔需要特別望清楚咧，往後我哋都會學習點樣去喺唔同嘅 sources 都去 extract 一啲特別嘅 chemicals 㗎。OK， 咁呢度一啲 terms 咧理解下啫。What is minerals and what is ores? OK, this term. Minerals and ores. Usually we talking about minerals. It is some specific chemicals. Okay, specific chemical. For example, sodium chloride is one of the minerals. Okay, magnesium sulfate is another. We can say the name. Okay, it is the specific. Okay, for example, sodium chloride. Common salt is also a minerals. But talking about ores, usually it is the rock contains those important minerals. It will not only have that minerals, it will have some other impurities. Yes? What makes a mineral? What is the chemical property that defines the masses? I can't understand your question. 得嚟我背唔到，有乜可以背唔到嚟睇問？背唔到乜嘢？背唔到嚟佢嘅係邊一種係有幾算我嘢繼續講啦。Okay, if you find some rocks which has a large amount of some special mineral, it is usually called ores. 我哋叫礦石啊，即係你可以喺嗰啲石頭度咧獲得某啲嘅，但係通常佢唔係純㗎，地殼冇咁好嘅，大部分都唔會係 pure form 咧，你可以掘出嚟嘅，除咗少量element， 例如高金就有啲咧，即係可能成嚿都係金嘅。Okay, and minerals, if you can extract those specific compounds from those ores, it is called minerals. 咁呢啲 terms 咧，往後我哋因為會用嘅，所以你要分清楚咩叫 minerals and what is ores. And we need to extract it from. Sorry. Usually, when you want to find some specific element from an ore, we usually call the process as extraction. We will always say extract and extraction in later study. So remember how to use it and how to spell it. The following are some quite not always, but sometimes it will appear in your questions. So some of them are quite easy to understand what is inside. For example, copper pyrites. So it contains an element called copper. Okay, it is the ore you can use it to extract to find copper, which is commonly used daily life。呢個就係其中一種礦石裡面主要含有銅。你如果你要 extract 翻啲銅出嚟咧，可以掘佢出嚟跟住攞。咁名其實係睇得到嘅，但係有啲咧就個名度睇唔到㗎。例如其他有3隻。Okay, this one, if you can remember, better remember it because it contains the element aluminium. Okay, so sometimes this term will be appeared in questions, in public exam questions, and sometimes they don't expect that you don't know it contains aluminium. Okay, but of course, not all the case. Sometimes you will find some hints that this kind of ores contain aluminium. Maybe the questions, the second sentence tells you that, oh, you can find it to extract aluminium. Okay. You are not required to remember so many names of the ores. Okay. Because actually it is quite hard to remember that. You are not required to spell it. Okay. Usually it just appears in the questions, and sometimes you need to predict which metal or which metals are inside this kind of ores。其實呢啲名咧有陣時咧係會喺考試度出。咁尤其是我頭先講呢隻，點解？因為呢隻咧係含有 aluminium。Aluminium is a very important metals, and talking about aluminium all the times. Many past questions we're talking about extraction of aluminium。所以呢個可能記一記啦，第一個記一記。咁有啲就唔使㗎，個名已經話咗俾你知啦。咁其他啲咧，其實喺 past paper 度咧，appear 偶然 appear 偶然會出現嘅。OK。How to extract? Actually, for extractions, that means we try to break down compound back into element. Actually, we for ores, for metals, we usually extract metal by the following procedure. Okay, first of all, we need to mine it. Most of the ores are inside the earth crust. You need to dig up it and take it away, okay? And then concentrate the ores. You dig up a large, very large volume. Actually, they are not all contains the same chemical. You need to remove those without those chemicals. And then you need to extract. Actually, for chemistry, we usually concentrate on the method of extraction only, sorry. Okay, and the other process for step 1, 2, and 4, not so important, seldom being asked. Okay, so we concentrate, it is important. We concentrate on the method of extraction only. Okay, but most likely, most of the extraction method depends on 2 methods. One is heating. One is heating. 2, electrolysis. Yes, extraction. But some minerals you must use electrolysis to extract. It cannot extract by heating only. So talk about extractions, heating or electrolysis. 都係一種 extraction method. I can't hear you. Extraction, we are talking about extraction. Extraction is to turn a compound back into element. It requires a lot of energy. So why we usually use this method, 2 methods. Heating, you can provide a lot of energy for the compound. Then the compound will break down back into element. Electrolysis, you are giving energy to the compound, and then it will turn back into element. Okay. So the following are some examples, but just concentrate on usually which kind of metal using which method, 1 to 2. For example, extraction of ions, we usually use heating. Yes. Okay, heating, but pure heating cannot help us to turn iron ores back into iron. We need the help of carbon. Yes, the carbon can remove the oxygens inside the ores. You can see the name of the ores is called iron free oxide. It contains iron and oxygen. Carbon like oxygen. Later you will learn how to calculate. But carbon is so cheap, usually you will use a lot of carbon. 其實實際你會做嘅時候，當嗰樣嘢平，你就用多啲都冇問題啦，唔使特別計啦。嚇？Carbon 點樣拎出嚟啊 ？Actually, how can you get carbon? Carbon, the Chinese name is 碳。點有碳啊？Yes, you can try to burn a wood without oxygen, and then it will turn into charcoal. The charcoal contains mainly carbon, but actually, you know that one mineral which is called coal， 煤咧其實 mainly 都係 carbon， 所以呢個 carbon 其實好多時都係用煤嘅現代係。Okay, you usually the carbon is come from like coal. Okay. Another example of extraction is electrolysis. For electrolysis, it is complicated. Later, you will have a chapters to learn what is electrolysis. So in this chapter, you have just learned the terms. Okay. For aluminum ores, it must extract by electrolysis. How? Usually, the ores is heat to molten state first. Molten state, what is molten state? Molten state is something which is a solid. When you heat it, then it finally turns into liquid. It is called molten state. 其實 molten state 即係液態，但係對於一啲石頭嚟講，你要變液態，即係你要加好多熱啦，咁先做 electrolysis 嘅。Why? Because electrolysis can only occur in liquid state and aqueous state. That means when something is dissolved in water. Okay. So actually, for the first several pages, just remember 1 to 2 name of the ores. Okay. Remember those ores can be extracted by 2 methods. And the most important for chapter 4, starting from here. The whole chapters for chapter 4 just concentrate on one chemical. The chemical is called calcium carbonate. Yes, you can find in the name, it contains 3 elements, calcium, carbon, and oxygens. Yes, carbonate, the suffix, ate, means that the carbon contains oxygen. No, the formula is CaCO3. In the study of chemistry, this chemical always appear. 1 calcium, 1 carbon, and 3 oxygen. The Chinese name, okay, but you seldom look at this name, okay. Actually, the whole chapters are concentrated on talking about calcium carbonate, and calcium carbonate is a mineral. I have told you that if you want to find out the minerals, you just find out the ores. So, which kind of ore contains calcium carbonate? There are usually 3: limestone, chalk, and marbles. It depends. Even the same ores, this part of the ores contains more calcium carbonate, or that part of ore contains less. It will not have a fixed percentage. Even you dug up the rocks, it will not have a fixed amount of those chemicals。不過常用啊，其實如果你睇下嗰笪地方邊隻礦物多嘅啫。OK。啱啱佢問到個問題，邊隻會常用啲？其實睇視乎你有個國家你要有 calcium carbonate， 你個國家淨係得 limestone， 你咪淨係掘 limestone。佢哋三個都係 ores。Mainly contain calcium carbonate. If you want to find out calcium carbonate in the earth crust, try to find out the ores like these three. And then dug it up. It contains mainly calcium carbonate. Okay? The following are some more detail talking about these three kind of ores. Okay? And because of the properties differences, okay, they usually are being used in different way. Okay? For example, limestone. Limestone is harder, okay? It can use as a rock, okay? Actually, you are not going to use the contents, the calcium carbonate, but because it is harder, okay? You can use it to build building. And chalk is much softer. It can also be used to make building, but not usually being the most important constructional part. Limestone 硬啲嘅，你有陣時真係當石頭用嘅啫，我嚟砌屋都得嘅。Chalk 咧就軟啲嘅，好易粉碎嘅，但係就做我哋有陣時有啲叫石灰咧，即係我哋抿啲邊位嗰啲咧就會用佢。Marbles 咧，中文叫大理石。You know that also it can be used to make buildings, but it is much more expensive. 其實點解會 expensive 啲咧？通常佢含量少啲嘅，係啦，少啲啫。所以亦都係啦。Because it has a beautiful outlook. If you try to yes 磨下佢咧，it has a very good outlook. So it is used to make like okay. And the following not important. How they are being formed, just pass it. And use of limestone, just remember it is hard, so you can use it to build building. Okay, the other part not quite important. And this part also not quite important. Okay, actually for the start of the DSC chapters, we don't know what contents are the most important. But it is not so important, so you can also pass it. We just directly go to page 8. I've told you these three chapters. We talking about the material around us, that is the earth crust, rock and minerals. Then we concentrate some of the most important chemical inside. That is calcium carbonate. So the most important part in this chapter is calcium carbonate. Okay. Let's talk about the properties of calcium carbonate. One of the properties is the thermal decomposition. Thermal decomposition. Okay, it is a combination of two terms. Thermal means heat. Yes, heat. Decomposition means breakdown. Something under heat, it will break down into some other new things, which is called thermal decomposition. It is so easy. If you want to, we can do an experiment according to the thermal decompositions of calcium carbonate. I will arrange if you want to. But it is not quite interesting, okay? You boil the calcium carbonate for maybe 10 minutes. You cannot see any change sometimes. If the thermometer, the Bunsen burner is not heat enough. 如果個係啊98度，但係 Bunsen burner 整到嘅。其實呢個去到最高88度到，足夠㗎啦，不過唔好咁快咁解。 Okay. And what is happened when calcium carbonate is heated under high temperature? The change can be expressed by a word equation like this. The calcium carbonate will break into a new chemical which is called calcium oxide. And also it will give out carbon dioxide. How can you perform the experiment? You can do like this. Okay? A Bunsen burner, put some calcium carbonate into a boring tube or test tube. Use a test holder to hold the test tube because you need to heat it for maybe more than 5 minutes. It is so hot. The highest temperature of the Bunsen burner in the school laboratory can up to 800 degrees Celsius. 嚇？唔好發現呢樣嘢先，呢條管唔用啊嘛，你用後面嗰啲㗎。And what is calcium oxide? Up to now, you may not understand the symbol, but I have told you that calcium carbonate is CaCO3. Calcium oxide is CaO. How many C removed? How many oxygen removed? 2 oxygen and 1 C. So the other compound is CO2. So it is just adding up those symbols. Okay. Ca is an element. Ca. Starting from chapter 5, you will have a fully understanding of the symbol, okay? But actually Ca is calcium, the symbol of calcium. Okay, finished? And it is a common name of calcium oxide. It sometimes appears in public exam. 有陣時咧會用呢個名咧代替 calcium oxide 嘅，原因好簡單，喺坊間咧真係讀 chem 嘅人咧唔係好多嘅，絕大部分人咧係會用呢啲 chemical。咁啊 calcium oxide 咧，你無端端揾個五金鋪咧，佢唔知咩叫 calcium oxide 嘅，但係你可以五金鋪買到 calcium oxide。Yes. But how can you? Actually, if you want to have calcium oxide, you just stir up the ores contains calcium carbonate and then heat it, and then you will get calcium oxide. 嚇？屋企啲爐都得，不過你屋企有冇 calcium carbonate 先咧？你會唔會掘地機睇下裡面有冇 calcium carbonate？ 嚇？頭先咪講過900度咯。係啊係啊。實際你想快啲可以高溫啲嘅。But actually you can buy in a shop the calcium oxide, but never ask the shopkeeper to buy calcium oxide. Usually they don't know what is calcium oxide. It has 因為其實咁嘅，因為咧 chemistry 咧唔係好多人讀嘅咋，你就係睇方科160幾個同學，得幾個人讀啊？係。唔係，我意思係話咧，我哋去到咁 specific 學埋佢啲 terms 咧，唔係太多人嘅啫。所以喺坊間啲人咧唔知咩叫 calcium oxide 或者叫做氧化鈣嘅。OK， 我哋唔好嘥出咁遠啦。I just want to tell you that most people know this term instead of calcium oxide. The common name is called quicklime, Chinese 生石灰。If you want to go to a shop， 五金鋪啊，唔係所有 shop 都有噶。你要買生石灰咧，你要買 calcium oxide 咧，你同佢講買生石灰得噶，其實好平噶，10蚊1公斤到啦。There are many uses of calcium oxide. One of the use is don't use it as what I told you. 其中一個方法，我唔知你有冇睇嗰啲電影啊、電視咧，有啲武林高手俾啲人暗算，其中一個方法咧就係將啲生石灰滲去眼度，跟住就會好似盲咗咁樣啦，跟住就打唔到啦。 some kung fu fighter. You can put some calcium oxide into their eyes, and then immediately they will hurt. They will feel very hurt, and they cannot fight. Okay. 嚇？唔係嗱 ，why quicklime? Why quicklime? Usually the bad guys will use it to hurt some good guy. It is because the bad guy, yes, not bad guy only. 唔記得點名啦我。OK, sorry。我咧就呢兩個同學要去買大菜生。而家？唔係，晏晝12點半。OK。係啊。譚紅喜。OK， 好。唔該曬你。譚紅喜同埋鄧雲天，你哋要12點半即係落堂去揾阿蔡生。IT room 揾蔡生，2011。係咪要影個張相啊？ Why the bad guy use quicklime to hurt a good guy? It is because when quicklime or calcium oxide meet with water, it will have foreign change. And the most important is heat, a large amount of heat. It will burn their eyes. 唔係 combustible， 一撈高落水咧，其實係直情係會發熱啊！ 佢仍係水嚟嘅，唔會着火㗎。It will not burn, but the water will turn into a very high temperature. Yes, it can be also used to 燒煙。And 而家唔知有冇人玩啦？有冇人買過啲咩自熱火鍋啊？嗰包咪係咯。係啊，嗰包嘢都係生石灰嘅。 頭先咪講過啦，你五金鋪同佢買生石灰幾錢啊？可能10蚊1公斤。我好耐冇買過，我唔知啊。Okay, and concentrate. And beside a lot of heat release, when quicklime react with water, it will form a new chemical which is called calcium hydroxide. And the formula is Ca bracket OH and bracket 2. It is quite easy to understand. The original formula is CaO. Water is H2O. And you can calculate 2 hydrogen and 2 oxygen. So the new compound is CaOH2. 我哋成日講，校長成日都講嘛，讀 chem 我哋中意做醫生啊嘛，梗唔係啦。Okay? And usually when you put some calcium oxide into water, it will undergo the following reactions, and usually you will see 唔係要 heat， 而係溝落去就會產生好多 heat。Actually, chemical reactions, all chemical reactions will have some chemical, some temperature change. Heat 係咪即係 energy loss? Yes, it gives out heat. That means the chemical itself gives out some energy outside as a form of heat energy. Why? Later you will learn why. But all chemical reactions, they will have some temperature change. Most will give out heat energy. Some will absorb heat energy. 嗰啲熱唔足夠發電啊。Okay, learn a new word. It is called suspensions. When you put some calcium oxide into water, it will turn into calcium hydroxide. but usually it will not totally dissolve in water. When a liquid contains something which are not soluble in it, and the particle is very small, usually you can describe the solution as a suspension. 做咩叫懸浮液啊？其實咩懸浮液咧？其實就係如果你有一支可能溶液，裡面有啲好似唔係好溶嘅嘢喺裡面嘅時候咧，咁我哋叫呢個叫做 suspension。Okay, sometimes you are required to describe the observations during experiments. If you see the resulting solution is not clear, you can describe it as suspension. And the following procedure is how to prepare lime water. Still remember in Form 1 and Form 2? You have learned that lime water can be used to test the presence of carbon dioxide, right? 記唔記得咧 ？Lime water 可以幫我哋 test 二氧化碳。And the lime water actually is made by yourself. You can make by yourself. How can you make lime water? Actually, lime water is this solution. The solution containing calcium hydroxide is called lime water. So if you want to prepare calcium hydroxide solution, that's mean lime water, the following procedure. Drop some calcium oxide into water. It is a suspension. But if you want to use it to test carbon dioxide, you cannot use the suspension to test. So filter it to remove the solid. And then the clear solution is lime water. After you have lime water, the lime water can be used to test carbon dioxide. You learned it, right? Previously. But why? It is because it undergoes the reaction like this. When the lime water contains calcium hydroxide, when it reacts with carbon dioxide, it will turn back into calcium carbonate. So I write down the formula to compare what's happened. CaOH2, CO2, and then turn back into calcium carbonate, and then water. Do you discover anything quite strange? We are talking about 2 to 3 pages contents. We are starting from calcium carbonate. Heat it, it becomes calcium hydroxide or quicklime. Drop it in water, it becomes calcium hydroxide. When the calcium hydroxide absorbs carbon dioxide, it turns back into calcium carbonate. It is a cycle. It is a loop. So, why these chapters concentrate on calcium carbonate? It is because the calcium carbonate forms a cycle. The cycle is like this. Originally in the earth crust, we have calcium carbonate. When you strong heat it, it will turn into calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. When the calcium oxide drop into water, it turns into calcium hydroxide. When the calcium hydroxide adding carbon dioxide to it, it will turn back into calcium carbonate. Okay? But it is the real case in the earth. 地球上面咧，其實就係每一日發生啲咁嘅嘢。地學上面有好多 calcium carbonate 嘅。There are a lot of amount of calcium carbonate. And you know that the earth crust, some part of the earth crust are very hot. So it may turn into calcium oxide. Okay? And release some carbon dioxide. The carbon dioxide, where to go? The atmosphere. And then, when the calcium oxide meet with water, there are so many water, okay? And then it will turn into calcium hydroxide. The calcium oxide is dissolved in water, then it will pass into the ocean. And the ocean contains calcium hydroxide, it will absorb what? Absorb carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. So, the cycle is quite important to control the amount of carbon dioxide in the earth. 原來地球上面咧就每日都不斷發生緊啲咁嘅嘢，跟住咧就會不斷地咧有陣時會放二氧化碳，有陣時吸二氧化碳。And seawater won't be asked in the past questions. Seawater. Huh? Actually, water can only absorb a very little amount of carbon dioxide. 水只可以吸收到好少嘅。嚇？海洋咁大都唔可以吸好多，但係只要海洋裡面有 calcium hydroxide 咧，佢就可以吸好多。而 calcium hydroxide 咧係不斷喺啲河流度咧，可能啲河流會沖刷啲石頭啊，咁有機會就沖咗落去。So 個 water 加 water 係個 solution 啦，定係加埋一個 atomic bond 嚟嘅？你講邊度啊 ？calcium oxide 佢叫 calcium hydroxide，H2O 係直接加入 chemical bond 咧，定係個 solution 嚟啊？係 mix 埋一齊，淨 form compound。咁呢個都係睇嗰個新聞就話係可以喺個大氣層吸嗰啲 carbon dioxide CaO。吸 carbon dioxide 發電 ？If you have the link, you can pass. 可能係齋係用 carbon 嚟轉去發電，可能係用 carbon 嚟發電咗去邊度 ？No, impossible. calcium oxide 跟住我哋將嗰個水度，佢就會吸好多嘅。So some people think about we can use calcium oxide to lower the contents of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, but the price is too high. calcium carbonate 有個structure 係點啊？寫出嚟得唔得？Okay, thank you. OK。咁真係唔黐埋啊？咩叫唔係黐埋？咩啊？例如一個 Ca 同一個 oxygen， 佢變成 CaO 咯。但係點解上面有個加喎？即係黐埋咯？唔係咩？It is two compound. Two compound. They form two compound. Two compound mix together and then form new two compound. Two new compound. 咁就咁啲水可唔可以就咁蒸發㗎？你要蒸發做乜嘢先？即係我哋可唔可以用 heating 直接 separate calcium carbonate？可以。They are two separate compound. Yes, they are not mixing together. They are two separate things. Two compound. 個 solution 咧其實係有 water 同埋有 calcium carbonate， 但係 calcium carbonate not soluble in water， 所以會 form 咗個 precipitate。咁即係 calcium oxide 倒落熱水度就會變成 calcium hydroxide。係。係，咁之後我哋蒸發翻啲水，佢又會分 calcium oxide。唔係，你會攞翻個 calcium hydroxide。加熱唔會令到佢個反應調轉嘅，你只係將其中一隻 remove 啫。OK， 慢慢嚟啦。其實大家對於 chemistry 嘅理解暫時都仲係唔太清晰嘅。OK， so remember for this chapter, the most important is the calcium carbonate cycle. If you just want to review some part of it, looking at it. Up to now, you may not fully understand what is under goal of the cycle. But later you will learn more detailedly what is calcium carbonate, more detailedly what is calcium oxide. You will learn the real contents of the cycle. 遲啲可能會再理解多少少啊。再提一次啊，其實成課書都係為咗要講一隻 chemical 叫 calcium carbonate。點解我哋咁關注 calcium carbonate？ 因為 calcium carbonate 係一個 cycle。呢個 cycle 咧會產生唔同嘅 chemical 咧，喺我哋嘅課程裏面咧都會見好多次嘅。佢哋嗰幾個反應本身咧，亦都有啲好重要嘅。甚至頭先講過啦，以往有條 past paper 問你，有啲乜嘢可以影響中空氣中嘅 carbon dioxide 含量？其中就係 sea water。記住喎 ，sea water 其實係可以影響空氣中 carbon dioxide 含量嘅。
佢會自動吸啲 carbon dioxide。
但唔係一件好事嚟㗎，因為吸得 carbon dioxide 多咧，啲 sea water 就會變酸嘅。變酸有咩後果？係啊，可能會有部分魚類會死亡啊，珊瑚會死亡。所以大家有聽過咩大堡礁咧白化咗？知唔知點解白化？就係因為海水變酸。咁點解海水變酸啊？因為空氣中太多二氧化碳，海水吸咗啲二氧化碳。點吸啊？就呢隻嘢吸。但係吸完咧 ，yes。其實係。
咁我哋用啲水嗰陣時去放咗出嚟。
佢變咗 calcium carbonate 咧，即係唔用啲水㗎啦，石頭咧就變咗。吸完 CO2 之後咧，佢會變 calcium carbonate 嘅，咁就會變咗唔用啲水啦，就沉底。So remember, seawater can control the amount of carbon dioxide, but when more carbon dioxide is absorbed, the seawater become acidic. It will hurt the aquatic life, the sea life. 我哋會影響咗地球裡面海水裡面嘅生物嘅存活㗎。所以唔好諗住有個海，我哋就話唔需要有溫室效應問題。Don't think about the seawater can help us to remove carbon dioxide. If more carbon dioxide, the seawater become acidic and then it is because calcium hydroxide is alkaline. So it will keep the seawater slightly alkaline. But when carbon dioxide is being absorbed, that means we remove the calcium hydroxide. No substance which are alkaline. Then the seawater become more acidic. Okay? And the last part, similar to the previous two chapters, we're talking about calcium carbonate. Then, of course, we are talking about how to test the presence of calcium ion and carbonate ion. But still remember the previous chapter, we learned how to test calcium ion. What is the method? 仲記唔記得上一課教嘅4隻嘢 ：sodium, potassium, calcium, flame test. Okay, next time when you see the question, oh, how to test the presence of ion, calcium ion, flame test. Sorry. Yes? Calcium is the chemical. When it in form of a ion, that means it has charge. We name it as calcium ion. Calcium carbonate itself, actually, the formula is CaCO3, right? Actually, it contains two particles. Two particles. One particle is Ca, and the other is CO3. Both particles contain charge, so we can name it as ion. Okay. Okay, flame test and brick-red flame color, remember. And carbonate ion. Carbonate ion is a very common ion. Always appear in your study. So, how to test it? The testing method is different from the previous one. You must use a chemical which is called dinyl hydrochloric acid. Yes, this acid is so common. Your stomach acid is dinyl hydrochloric acid. 係啊 ，HCl 即係 the acid in stomach. 胃啊，你哋胃酸其實就係呢隻嘢㗎。胃酸你叫出做胃酸就係佢哋，而喺實驗室其中一隻最常用嘅酸嚟嘅。The most common acid being used in the laboratory. 你哋後面有一課去到第12、13課會講。好難㗎，因為一有個 terms 咧就要教嘢咧，其實我哋就會斷晒。暫時認識有個咁嘅 term 先，佢邊度有啊？佢一隻 exit 啦。咁啊，點樣 test carbonate ion? Put some dinyl hydrochloric acid into the chemical contains calcium carbonate ion. Then it will undergo the following reactions. And most important, it will give out a gas, carbon dioxide. And if you test the gas with 9 molar and it turns milky, that means it is releasing carbon dioxide, then the ion must contain carbonate ion. Okay, that's the end of chapter 4. Remember, not all the contents in the notes is important. Concentrate on the second half, especially the 3 ores contain calcium carbonate and the reaction of calcium carbonate, the loop, the cycle only. And I have launched a Google Form short quiz in Google Classroom. And also the previous chapters, 第3課 Ocean 嗰度其實有同學做咗啦，不過你可以，我會 set 到佢再做一次都得嘅，因為之前有2個同學做個分數唔係好高啊。咁啊做埋佢啦。咁同埋咧講埋今堂之後咧，你哋應該會識做上個禮拜5嗰份嘅功課㗎啦。所以記住今個禮拜5加。有問題可以仲係聽日嗰堂問啦，唔係就星期5你嗰堂冇時間問啦。